Good afternoon. I'm Adelina and this is Black Country News. And here's your 4 o'clock news bulletin. 4 children aged between 3 and 8 have died in a house fire in Stafford. 3 occupants did escape and their injuries are not believed to be life-threatening. The victims have yet to be named. And now from our reporter Lynn Butler.
Fire tore through a house in the Highfields area at around 2 a.m. this morning. 2 adults and a child did escape, but 4 children were pronounced dead at the scene. It's left a community in shock.
It just woke me up, all the lights and that, and obviously I looked through the window and couldn't believe it. Everybody everywhere, fire engines, ambulances, and then I realised it was the fire and all the flames coming out of the roof. I didn't actually see anybody come out, but I did see a man and a woman and a child get into the ambulance.
It's like losing a member of your community. Well, it's exactly what, not just one, but number of, young lives, especially when they're young. I mean, it's tragic enough for the parents who have got to live with it.
Staffordshire Fire and Rescue Service and Staffordshire Police are now investigating the cause of the fire, and a police cordon remains in place on surrounding roads. This is Lynn Butler for Black Country News in Stafford.
Knife crime has become a national problem, says Assistant Police Crime Commissioner Ashley Bertie. There has been over 200 knife offences reported to West Midlands Police this year alone. Our reporter Angeli Khan spoke to Mr. Bertie to find out more.
I'm here in Wolverhampton today speaking to the public to ask them if they believe knife crime is a problem.
With knife crime, haven't experienced it. Nobody in the with people who I know, but read in newspapers quite a lot of and heard that it's going one after another. It makes me scary to go to parks in the night time.
The problem in this country, and the government has to step forward and do something about it.
I also spoke to Ashley Bertie asking him what the police are doing to reduce this nationwide crime.
Well, there were a number of different programmes and projects the police are engaging in to tackle knife crime. One of the main ones relates to knife bins. Knife bins are bins in which all people, if they have a weapon, whether it be a knife, a gun or other types of weapons, can deposit them in their bins, and the whole point being we'd much rather have them in our bins and off the street as opposed to being used against somebody and causing a potential fatality. We also are going into schools talking to young people about the dangers of knife and gun crime. We know that disproportionately young people are both the victims and the perpetrators of violent crime, so we need to ensure that we talk to them in a forum in which they feel comfortable. I would encourage people in Wolverhampton to continue to talk to the police and to talk to individuals who can assist them around these issues, to make sure we share intelligence and we share information, because the police are only one organisation. The police were built to protect and serve, but the police can't protect and serve unless we have the consent of local people in our communities. So we need to ensure that we continue to talk and interact with each other to really make sure we know what the issues are, we know what the problems are, so that we can do something about it and tackle those issues head on.
Angeli Khan, Black Country News.
Cannock's first LGBT bar recently opened its doors. Its owner is hoping that bar will have changed attitudes towards the Black LGBT community in a positive way. Robin Monroe reports on the impact it has so far.
Candy Cane's Cabaret Lounge is Cannock's first LGBT bar. Opened in November last year, it's changed the face of Cannock's entertainment nightlife. The bar is currently rated number 1 on TripAdvisor with 5-star reviews.
I wanted something that Cannock had never seen before. This is a place where people can come and feel safe and feel that it is somewhere where they can come and be whoever they want to be.
Locals enjoy live entertainment with some of the UK's most talented drag queens. Customers say the venue is just what Cannock needed and has impacted the town in a positive way by changing opinions. Andy James decided to set up the venue, formerly Quartz nightclub, because he felt the area has been crying out for something different. I asked customers how they feel the bar has impacted Cannock as a town.
Even people who aren't openly gay but are more feminine, but are considered gay just because they are feminine, I think this is a good place for them.
It's just one of them places. It's very diverse culture within this place. Yeah. And everybody's made to feel at home, whether you're lesbian, gay, bi or straight. Yeah. I think that most people that come in here have got a very open mind. Yeah. And more so within the younger population, I would say, especially the straight younger population, we're more accepting of it. But I don't see anyone in here with a problem tonight.
I don't understand in this day and age, why people still have stigma attached to gay people. I mean, it's ridiculous. Love is love. Yeah. You fall in love with whoever you want to fall in love with, and if it makes them happy, makes everybody, as long as you're happy, who cares what anybody else thinks? Really, who cares?
Candy Cane's Cabaret Lounge thrives on being a truly non-judgmental bar in the area, allowing everyone to be themselves without the feeling of being judged. I'm Robert Monroe, reporting for Black Country News.
A nightclub in Wolverhampton called Outback has been allowed to reopen after license was suspended after a stabbing last month. Our reporter Andrew Rigby went on to find out more.
The nightclub had its licence temporarily suspended after a stabbing incident, but has now been allowed to reopen. Officers were called to the scene in the earlier hours of Saturday morning on January the 26th after reports there had been a stabbing. The victim suffered 3 stab wounds in the back, and after the incident, 4 men were arrested on suspicion of assault. The nightclub had its licence suspended after recommendations from West Midlands Police. PC Michelle Sherm of West Midlands Police said,
"The incident occurred, we believe, because of a particular artist attending Outback. It was advertised all over Facebook. He is deemed at risk, and he will always be deemed at risk in Wolverhampton. We believe that the venue could open again and be profitable and bring jobs."
Consultant for the Outback, Mr. Jake Flanagan, met with police in late February and managed to reach an agreement for the Outback to reopen. As part of that agreement, Outback have agreed to make numerous changes, including the owner, Mr. Matley, would step down from all licensable activities and just remain as a leaseholder and business owner. They also agreed to partner in conjunction with fellow nearby business Banjo to operate door security. Also, the decision has been taken to end all licensable activities at 4 AM rather than 6 AM. Outback is just one of many nightclubs located in Wolverhampton. You have Planet located on Westbury Street, which is just like the Outback and is only open late evenings. Then you have Royal London, which by day is a bar and restaurant, but by night becomes a nightclub to try and compete with the Outback and Planet. This is Andrew Rigby, Black Country News.
In Wolverhampton, Bantock Park, commemoration of World War I took place by planting an oak tree. Our reporter Hamza Zamir went on site to find out more.
I'm here at the Plant an Oak Tree event, which is taking place in Bantock Park, Wolverhampton. Plant an Oak Tree event is about the commemoration of World War I. Bantock Park and the Bantock user groups have teamed up to help in planting the oak tree. I spoke to Cancer Claire Dark on why today's event signifies to her and why it has importance to the people who have attended.
I came this morning to the tree planting in Bantock Park because I'm representing the Wolverhampton Civic and Historical Society and our project around tree planting and the research one of our local researchers has done around a mare hen and the World War I tree planting scheme after the First World War. And it's been a really successful project, but part of that project was to discover that actually there were green spaces created and trees planted around the city as well in commemoration for the fallen soldiers, which is quite nice that a lot of those green spaces and the trees themselves have survived, and so we wanted to commemorate that by planting a new tree today.
I'm an Army Reservist of 210 Battery, Royal Artillery. I also have an interest in World War I, especially after recently finding out that I've got a great uncle from Jamaica, which is my dad's side, who served in the British West Indies Regiment, World War I, and I was able to pay my respects to him last year. So when I saw a pop-up about the event for today of planting an oak tree to commemorate World War I felt that being a local lass as well, that I had to turn up and pay my respects.
The successful event was funded by the National Lottery Heritage Grant, and it was well received by all despite the weather. Hamza Zamia.
And now for the weather. It will stay dry today with patchy clouds. There will be some warm sunny spells throughout the day, and wind will stay light. Maximum temperature reaching up to 17 degrees. That's all from me now. I'm Adelina Kolpakci. This is Black Country News.